The House just passed the Save America Act, which, if signed into law, would dramatically change the way you vote. The final vote in the House was 218 to 213. All Democrats voted no. All Republicans voted yes, along with one Democrat, Representative Henry Cuellar of Texas. So I'm going to tell you what comes next for this bill in a second, and you're going to want to keep track of this thing. But just a quick refresher, especially if you didn't see my full video yesterday on how the Save America Act would work, this bill requires proof of citizenship before you're even allowed to register to vote. Not proof of identity, proof of citizenship. That is very different. And when it comes down to it, it means your driver's license or your real ID probably won't cut it. This law requires a passport or an original birth certificate or a whole host of different documents that prove you were born in the United States or are a naturalized citizen. Now, if you haven't watched that video, you better familiarize yourself with what this bill does, especially because if it becomes law, voting rights advocates say it would probably severely impact the ability of about 21 million Americans to vote. At best, it could make it really difficult for them to vote, and at worst, it might just shut them out of their constitutional right, not because they're here illegally, but because they don't have access to those documents. So the real question is, will this bill become law? Well, we know the Save America Act is now moving to the Senate, and its fate there is very unclear. The 2025 version of the Save America Act was called the SAVE Act, and it too narrowly passed the House, but then it died in the Senate because all the Democrats said they would vote no, and so did several Republicans. So now the Save America Act would require 60 votes to pass in the Senate. And right now, the Senate Majority Leader, John Thune, doesn't have those votes. But that doesn't mean he won't get them eventually, especially since lots of the Republicans and even President Trump are putting a lot of pressure on Thune to perhaps sidestep the filibuster, which would then allow him to throw out that 60-vote threshold and allow Republicans to pass this bill with just their Senate majority. So far, Thune has said that is a no-go. The filibuster is here to stay. But there is going to be a lot of pressure put on him and other Senate Republicans to get on board with this bill. So I'm going to keep watching it, and I'll keep you posted on what happens next.